Hello and welcome to Drew Manchu's Comic Book Reviews. I'm your host, Drew Manchu, and today we're going to be taking a look at DCeased, A Good Day to Die, number 1. While the mainstays of the Justice League, Superman, Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman, battle the worldwide infection in the pages of DCeased, a group of other heroes work to stop the impending apocalypse, no matter who they have to kill. Mr. Terrific assembles a motley crew of surviving heroes, including Mr. Miracle, Big Barda, John Constantine, Blue Beetle, and Booster Gold, as they attempt to fight back against the tide of death. Can this ragtag group save the world where the Justice League thus far has failed? Let's find out. This book opens with a literal boom, as a boom tube opens up where apocalypse should be. But as Mr. Miracle and Big Barda arrive, they realize the planet is gone. Mr. Miracle remarks to Big Barda that it actually feels pretty good to know that his father is dead. And they open up another boom tube and head on home. Meanwhile, Mr. Terrific has a zombified Captain Boomerang tied to a chair in his lab. He's trying everything he can via science to get to the bottom of this disease, of this zombie outbreak, and he's having absolutely no luck. He has 14 PhDs, and he's totally stumped. He decides he needs to get to the origin of the outbreak in order to figure out what to do. Terrific knows that the outbreak has something to do with the anti-life equation, so he heads to meet Big Barda and Mr. Miracle to see if they can help. But as we know already, Apocalypse was destroyed, and so was the source of this outbreak. This leads our team of heroes to Cord Industries to meet with Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. They're locked up nice and tight until Barda bursts through the wall. It's taken Miracle, Barda, and Terrific everything they have to fight through these zombies just to get to Booster and Beetle. With the team assembled, they're heading off to England. Booster wants to know why they're not going to the Justice League, and Terrific tells him that they really don't want to know when the anti-life equation has the power of Wonder Woman or Superman. And if they can't obtain the origin of the virus, the only chance they have right now is magical. There is a third option, but nobody wants to think about that yet. Flashing to Liverpool, we have Constantine running for his life. He gets into his cab, and his driver has become a zombie as well. He dispatches his undead chauffeur and decides that he's going to have to drive himself out of this situation. It's not long before he crashes the car and is surrounded by zombies, but our group of heroes show up and dispatch them with no trouble whatsoever. Our team explains to Constantine that magic is one of the best options they have at the moment. Constantine explains to them that it's just really not going to cut it, and he turns his back on the team and the world. With magic out of the picture, Terrific knows that it's time for option 3. They're going to risk space and time to save humanity by sending Booster Gold back in time. Booster reluctantly agrees, and they go to get his time machine from Fire and Ice. Upon their arrival, their ship is taken out immediately, and they're overrun by a zombie horde. It seems that Fire and Ice have already been infected by the anti-life equation, and this is not going to go the way that they planned. Miracle and Barda sacrifice themselves, fighting the horde, so that Terrific and our dynamic duo of Booster and Beetle have a chance to get inside to the time machine. Our heroes of Fourth World go down swinging, quoting Cher. It's actually kind of sweet and funny at the same time. Booster, Beetle, and Terrific get through the horde and to the time machine, just in time to be cut off by Wave Rider, a linear man. Basically a time cop. We then cut to the Oblivion Bar, where Bobo is serving John some drinks. Constantine is lamenting the fact that he's letting the world go to shit, and he decides that he's going to definitely be a hero this time. No matter what it costs, he's going to help our group. Constantine pops in just in time to stop Wave Rider and allow access to this time machine for Booster. But just as he does, a zombified Big Barda pops in and tries to take him out. Terrific sacrifices himself to Big Barda to save Constantine and give Booster a chance to save the entire world. But as Booster approaches the machine, he drops to his knees in pain. Wave Rider remarks that all is as it should be, that this is the end, that Kal-El of Krypton found Barry Allen in the rubble. They've lost the future, and Booster was never even born. He starts to fade away a la Marty McFly and Back to the Future, until he ceases to exist altogether. Beetle falls to Barda, then Wave Rider falls to Beetle. And when Constantine believes that all is lost, Dr. Fate and Zatanna pop through a portal just to save him in the nick of time. Fate tells him that the world is ending, and they must prepare for what comes next. But Constantine isn't done yet. He says that the Lords of Chaos and Order can eat a bag of bollocks. The world isn't over until he says it is. DCeased is one of the best things going over at DC Comics right now. Take a dash of Marvel Zombies, add in DC Elseworlds, and the world building of Tom Taylor that he used in series like Injustice, and you've got an incredible series and keeps capturing our imagination week after week. There have been complaints about the consistency of the art, but the story has been really fun and really great moments with really great characters from across all of DC continuity. A Good Day to Die is no different. This was a lot of fun with a lot of characters that we don't normally get to see shine in these big crossover events. The writing here is great, and the interaction between these characters is a whole lot of fun. There's a heavy dose of comic relief in between the action panels of people being just absolutely ripped apart by zombies. This is also a nice, thick, oversized issue with a ton of content for $5. Alternatively, the art is not exactly top-notch. The line work and the character designs leave a little bit to be desired, but as an event tie-in, it's passable. I'm a fan of the way that they utilize Big Barda and Mr. Miracle in this book, and the way they use the 9 panels for most of their stories. The way that Tom King and Mitch Gerads set up Mr. Miracle in the last miniseries was a pretty cool callback to those characters, and I dug that. Booster Gold and Blue Beetle always play well off of each other, and they were even the only acceptable part, in my opinion, of Heroes in Crisis, so I dig the fact that we get more Booster and Blue Beetle. Mr. Terrific, I could take or leave, and anybody who knows me knows that I am not a fan of John Constantine, but I do like the way he was utilized in this book. This is a world where everything can fall apart quickly, and it really does. On one page, Big Barda is fighting for the good guys. On the next page, she's eating our heroes. Everything happens very quickly. This doesn't give you a whole lot of time to catch your bearings, but it also doesn't give you a whole lot of time to question what you don't like about this story or any of the holes in the plot. You just kind of are along for the ride, and the momentum just pushes you through. It was a fun read. It's a big book, but I flew through it pretty quickly. Also, if you notice me holding up this cover at the beginning, I picked up the variant here, the horror variants, the DCeased, based on the case files of the Waynes. The best part about this series has been these horror covers, for sure. Highly collectible, really hot covers. Overall, I thought that A Good Day to Die was a great supplement to the DCeased story arc. The art did leave a little bit to be desired, so it's going to be a 3 out of 5, guys. It just didn't have enough oomph to push it over the edge, but pretty darn good in my opinion. If you're reading DCeased, pick this one up. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, give us a subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That way you know anytime the Comic Core is going live. Alternatively, if you'd like to support us monetarily, you can buy some of our Comic Core t-shirts. They're available on our TeePublic store. Click the link in the description below, or just go to the TeePublic website, type in Comic Core, and then shop till you drop. Do you have a hot date coming up? Maybe a job interview? We're putting up new designs all the time. You can check out this Drew Manchu Bebe t-shirt. Impress your friends, your neighbors, and potential employers with your style. They're available in a plethora of different colors. Check the link in the description below.